So hello, welcome to another Renegade Economist talk show here at Picnic 2012. I am delighted to be joined by Louisa Heinrich. Louisa is Group Director of Strategy for FJORD and is going to talk a little about what she's just talked about in there. Louisa, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So the kind of current meme, if you like, is big data and how internet companies can track everything that we do. And you're worried about that in a sense. And in fact, you don't like it, judging by what's just been said. Talk me through it.
Right, well, I love the idea of being able to keep track of me, what I do. I love the idea of having data trails, and we all do, right? Where I go, what I do, who I see, where I spend my time, how much I exercise, sure, how much I eat, how much I drink, God help me. In theory, all these things can be captured if I've got the right kit with me, if I use the right apps. What I'm less happy about, I love all that stuff, I'm a geek. What I'm less happy about is the fact that there's no ready way for me as an individual to use all that data to enrich my life, right? So for me to make better choices based on that data. There's apps like Nike Fuel and Jawbone app that will tell me, right, if you want to lose 5k, you've got to go running today, and if you don't go running tomorrow, you'll be a bad person. But that's not actually helping me make choices. That's helping me perform to some benchmark that someone's created.
And in some way that's a chain around your ankle, because you're being reminded that actually you're not doing the thing, and you already know you're not doing the thing that you're meant to be doing, right?
And there might be a reason for it. I mean, if I don't take the stairs 4 days in a row, might be because my old knee injury is acting up. Or if, as I said in my talk earlier, if after a long week of traveling and work, I want to spend Saturday, instead of going for a run, lying in bed and eating ice cream and watching heist movies, then I should be allowed to do that because it's for my sanity. I know it's not the best decision for my body, but if I don't do it, I'm going to kill someone.
It's cracking Saturday to me. Anyway, I digress. So how then can we re-establish a relationship with these, let's say, unintelligent apps at the moment, so we can actually start using them in a way that creates efficiency, etc.?
That is the question. I think that's the challenge that's ahead of us. I wish I had an answer. I don't yet. I've been thinking about it. I think the core of the answer lies in taking advantage of what makes us uniquely human, which is our ability to see stories in everything and see patterns in everything. So, for example, instead of an app telling me you have got fat because you're not exercising enough, you might show me my weight over time and my exercise over time, and I can draw my own conclusions, right? Similarly, if I were to be able to see somehow in some kind of collected form, not necessarily conclusions drawn, but in some kind of collected way, a whole bunch of information about me and where I go and where I've been traveling and all that stuff, maybe I would see patterns. Maybe I would see that when I spend time with this particular friend, I'm less stressed the following week. Maybe there's something to do with the kind of work that I'm doing and how well I sleep. Maybe I could spot patterns that would let me choose to do things differently if I had access to all this stuff. And that's the problem, is there's no way to have access to all this stuff. Some things don't have APIs. And even when they do, it's really difficult to come up with the right way to present it, right? Database has limitations. Yeah. It takes a lot of overhead to parse, and plus somebody else already interpreted it for you. And then control panels are a total nightmare. How many hours have you got in the day to calibrate stuff? I've got 0. Yeah. So I think that's the challenge, is to come up with new ways of opening this up and presenting it in a way that we can decide what's relevant and we can decide what to do about it, we as individuals.
You see, I understand that, because all you ever hear really is this kind of trumpeting of big data, and everyone's a data geek now and all the rest of it, but I don't really know what that means. What you're saying potentially is that you're joining the dots in hindsight, or as you're going, because you can't actually tell the story when you're in the story. Is that roughly it? That's
exactly it. And there's a lot of cognitive science that stands behind that. I mean, there's all kinds of experiments that have shown that. Right, for example, subliminal messaging. Right, if somebody flashes across your eyes, walk. You might get up and walk, and somebody asks you.
I thought you said walk.
No, walk.
Walk. I get it.
You might get up and walk across the room, and if somebody stops you 20 seconds later and says, "Where are you going?" you will have an answer for them. I was going to get a glass of water because I was really thirsty, or I need some coffee or whatever. We will construct a narrative even when there isn't one, because that's how we make sense of our world. It's a really deep-seated human thing. So why aren't we leveraging that, is what I want to know. Why are we asking, or why do we think technology can do that better than we can?
It's a brilliant point. And maybe too much, let's say, authority and deference has been given to technology, and actually I don't know the solution. I don't know if you know the solution, but actually, we've got to let's say put it down to get objective to understand it.
Yeah, I think people look to technology the same way they look to any other god. It's well, that's probably a really bad way of putting it. A fork used to be technology. Well, it still is. But if I stab you in the eye with a fork, does that make the fork evil? No, that makes me kind of a dick.
An evil dick.
Exactly, it makes me evil. Technology in and of itself is neither good nor evil. It's not the device that's in my pocket is not smart. Yeah. It's extremely well informed. I can't remember who said that the other day, but I loved it. It's extremely well informed. I'm the one who's smart. I'm the one who's figuring out what to do with it and what it all means. So that's, I think, the distinction. I think technology can do a lot for us, but we are the ones who have to take action and ownership.
Brilliant. And thank you very much for this, and thank you for your talk, and thanks for standing here in a pretty blustery Amsterdam. You're being rained on a bit, and it is quite windy. No, absolute pleasure. So that's it. Thanks for joining us on the Renegade Economist talk show. Louisa Heinrich, from Group Director of Strategy across the FJORD network.
Yes.
Bye-bye.